What up, it's your boy T Murder who doing thoughts and reaction with wrestling though. Thought it was good to do this before, this lovely wrestling week we're about to have as well too though. So I'm doing another one via Kicking with Rolls, and he's talking about a segment that Paul Heyman did. I'm trying and I forget who the people he this is I don't know, it's Chris, is it Chris Van Leaf, wherever, yep, Chris Van Leaf. So Paul Heyman had a nice little
about putting together a wrestling show.
Sorry, Paul Heyman had a nice little conversation about Chris Van Leaf speaking on his clients like Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns, his baby ECW, and the failed Paul Heyman, and Triple H as well too, as well. So and one of the things I guess he talked about is his brutal honors on WWE versus fan booking. So yeah, I want to hear this because a lot of folks in the fandom does so much fantasy booking. They book themselves into a shoot. They work themselves into a shoot. So much fantasy booking that falls, especially in the IWC, which end up causing themselves to be never satisfied because it's not what they wanted to be. It's not what they planned to be as well too. It was up to the IWC. Let's be honest, or people in wrestling fandom. Let's be honest. It's probably worse booking than wherever it is. People think that how bad the booking is now. Because if you try and book their favorites as well too, selfishly, it's pretty much what's gonna be. And they had they think it's good, but when it's called on paper, it's gonna look bad. So anyway, without further ado, let's see what first Paul Heyman has to say about it, as well as Ross Dahl, and I'm gonna share my thoughts. Let's get it.
What's good, y'all? It's your boy Ross, back at it again with another video. So apparently Paul Heyman did a recent interview on Chris Van Vliet's YouTube channel, and we're gonna check out a portion of this entire interview. I suggest you guys go check it out. I'm gonna link down the original video, that way you guys can go listen to the conversation. Paul Heyman is somebody that's well respected in the wrestling business, and his opinions and takes on a lot of things.
In case where I'm looking over this way, I'm looking at the comments too, though. And first off, shout out to homie J Rock, the great ones, make a comment as well too. Who's a lifelong wrestling fan as well too. Shout out to the homie as well too. Definitely gotta check some of his trial mainly miss videos. But anyway, let's keep going.
A lot of weight because of just what he's been able to accomplish over the years. And there's a particular part of this interview that I wanted to check out, and that's him talking about wrestling fans, I guess you can say, knowing or feeling like they know how to book the shows better. And here's the thing, I think all of us content creators at some point, and even some of you guys that have commented and watched some of these shows with us, we've all had that moment where we was like, we probably could have did something better with that. We probably would have did it a little bit differently. And to be honest with you, some of the ideas that some of the people in the community that have came up with, like some of these scenarios, sound pretty much, pretty good in comparison to what we may have gotten on television. And granted, it's just more of subjectiveness, like having that opinion to like, oh, well, this is what I would do. Granted, none of us are hired by WWE. None of us are in that situation. So I'm sure there's other factors that go into booking a show. But there's a lot of people, especially now, that feel like they could book a classic show every week, a classic PLE and pay-per-view. And I'm gonna be honest with you, and I'm including myself, I have my ideas, but I would never sit up there and say, oh, I know better than what they're doing on television, because I'm watching. I will have my opinions. I would suggest to do different things, of course, or have my suggestions, but I'm not in that position. You feel me? I'm more of a fan and, just want to be entertained and have some good television. So
somebody said it best, said it best, and I think I said another video, that fans they miss when fans was smart. And it's not downplayed make people feel dumb, but they miss when fans were smart. Like fans when behind the scene. I literally made a post on asking the simple question: why do people hate Babyface dislike Babyface more than usual as well, to compare to back in the day? A lot of people say is, the curtains pulled back, kayfabe is dead and all of that, and folks rather see, they folks know what's going on behind the scenes, so they already get an idea of what's going to happen next as well too with babyface. And is the usual noise as well too. Like they get tired and all, like whatever. And have a reason they feel, and I will say have a reason they feel like that because smart marks. They smart marks now. They's too smart for their own good as a wrestling fan. I mean, they don't want to suspend their belief no more. Anyway, that's good. Let's keep going.
We're gonna check out what Paul Heyman stance on fans feeling like they can book the shows better. Appreciate all love and support. I will say this though. There are certain things that have happened in the Vince McMahon era and the Triple H era. I'm not gonna lie to you. I do believe in some of those situations, some of the fans probably could have did things a lot better. I think
maybe
that's a general consensus. Some of the horrible booking decisions we've seen over the years,
I'm trying to share this,
like that whole John Cena versus Brock situation last year. Deplorable. I think a lot of us could have did something better than what we actually got with that match. But nevertheless, let's see what Paul Heyman has to say about this.
Shout out
I feel like they know so much right now, especially because all of this information is constantly in our pocket. They feel like they could book this show better than anybody.
Right.
What do wrestling fans not understand about putting together a wrestling show?
That it's not about the immediate moment.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
You asked me before what I do.
I should stop the video off of that. I should stop the video off of that. That right here is a mic drop right there. A lot of people have said this. We're in the microwave era. Ain't just wrestling. It's in general. People want instant gratification. They want stuff. They don't want. Folks are too impatient, as well too. Like we're in a generation where generation is not patient. They want instant gratification. They don't want to play the waiting game. They don't want to. They don't want to look at long terms. It's all about short terms. They don't want to look at the long term things. And the long term things, not saying, is way better than what the short term outcome. Just saying. So yeah, I could end it off just that. That's a mic drop right there. That's literally message just that line right there.
Behind the scenes in WWE. I do not go into the weekly television meeting. I don't get into that level of micro anymore. I stay very macro. I attend the long-term meetings. The long-term creative meetings, I take the ride up to Stamford and I sit in on those meetings and love those days. My latest obsession has been, let's book out Saudi Mania. Let's get that done.
Okay.
So you're already looking at that now.
Oh, I'm looking at the year after Saudi.
Wow.
I mean,
Hey.
I like how he started off with the people be trying to book for the immediate moment, which I've seen scenarios and stuff like that where
Yup. Every time. Like, they want this person to win for the pop. Or they want this once somebody or the worst of all. Wants this so and so to turn heel just for the sake of turning heel. No idea what's going to happen next or anything. They just want the heel turn. Pretty much. Why no story to go along with afterwards? They just want the guy to turn heel because they either tired of him as a babyface or hate babyface anyone and just want to see that, or they feel like it's long overdue. It's needed for character development and everything. But nine times 10, if they do go along with it and listen to the fans, the heel turn happened for the moment. Then afterwards, what next? Afterwards, down the line, they realize they made a mistake. And the most recent prime example is John Cena turning heel. Anyway,
where people want something to happen more immediately, and there's more nuance to it, obviously, because there's weeks that lead up to some of these moments, and you have to be able to build it in a proper time. I think one of the criticisms that people have had with the Triple H era of booking is, yes, there's nothing wrong with a slow cook and a slow build to a story, but sometimes those slow cooks just don't go nowhere. Like, they'll be teasing something, and then that whole situation that they're teasing, they'll still be teasing it a year later.
Yeah.
And it'd be like it'll be a little bit of progression, and then it doesn't go anywhere. I think there needs to be intention on a certain stories that keep progressing. Because we've seen in the past where a certain story is starting to be teased and built up, and then unfortunately, if it's taking too long, someone may get injured.
Yep.
And then when that person get injured, then they lose all that momentum. Yeah.
Prime example, everything's going on with the division right now. Ironic, we talking about Paul Heyman, and we got the division right now. Pretty much as well, too.
You know, and we've seen that before, and that's that's nothing you can do. And granted, you don't want to rush everything, but there needs to be some type of intention to keep these stories progressing to their final conclusion. And I feel like some of the stories we've gotten over the years, they would start somewhere and then they would just die out. Even if no one gets injured, they just die out. We really don't get no payoff, and then it's just like it gets scrapped, and then we're on to the next thing.
Right.
And, I just think there needs to be a balance of building up something methodically, but ultimately getting to that crescendo when it makes sense. And, that there's some nuance to that. It's not easy to do that. I know we can sit here and say, oh, we could do it better. But at the same time, some of these stories, it is kind of difficult to make them, fresh all the way through. You got to find a way to do that. But that's what they get paid the big bucks to do.
Right.
If it was up to me, and it's not, let's start there. We'll change it every week if we have to. We'll change it every time we meet. But let's get something that we're building towards. Let's write the last page now. And then let's build towards it. I would love to know what we're doing the year after Saudi WrestleMania. I'd love to have a concept for that. Who is Roman Reigns' opponent then? Who's CM Punk's opponent then? Who's Logan Paul's opponent then? Who's Braun Breaker's opponent then? Who's Seth Rollins' opponent then? Jade Cargill's, Becky Lynch, Liv Morgan, Rhea Ripley. What are we building towards? Because if we know that and we have a concept for that, then it makes Saudi Mania really easy. It's not about, oh, you know what I would do this Monday? Okay, but how does that affect the next Monday? How does that affect what I want to do in January? How does that affect the Royal Rumble?
Exactly.
How does that affect Saudi Mania? How does that affect what I want to do the year after? Here's an example. Right now, we have lined up for Crown Jewel, the trilogy.
Okay.
Right now with the current champions, you mean?
The champion on Raw is Roman Reigns.
Yes.
Right.
Champion on SmackDown is Cody Rhodes.
I see. Yes.
It's 1-1.
Yeah.
If they both retain the titles all the way to Crown Jewel, we get the trilogy at Crown Jewel.
Right.
What an enormous main event.
That is.
What a prestigious main event.
That is.
What a historic main event for Crown Jewel. You want to sell Crown Jewel? You want that to be one of the biggest PLEs of the year?
It would.
You want that to be a hot ticket?
And that's one of the reasons why I feel like certain things are going to play out the way they're going to play out, bro.
Yep.
Like, that's money. They've teased it. They're both champions. I don't see Cody losing because of that idea of who's the better champion. I'm the WWE Undisputed Champion. You're the World Heavyweight Champion. Who's really running WWE?
And that's facts right there, too, though. I mean, granted, you might get mad on it. Oh, this person has left belt so long. You're pretty get out. Like, again, a lot of fans are looking at short-term outcomes instead of looking at their long run. Longer is that money match of Cody versus Roman 3, the tiebreaker match. as well too. Of course, folks gonna say, "Oh, you don't need a title." Look, if you want something big at Crown Jewel like this, you gotta make that happen. Pretty much, make that happen. Don't wait too long. Everybody's saying that, it's bad because they're saying it's bad that some of the big matches coming to SmackDown that Lucha Camacho, that Bloodline Glazer, who hates on Cody Heavy, downplayed the situation that they thinking that because they said rumors that CM Punk's could come back to SmackDown, and we might get SmackDown, we might get CM Punk versus Cody at SummerSlam, where a lot of people might have rather wanted that at WrestleMania. And then you got folks like him talking about, they lied to you. Cody's not the guy as well too, because they had to bring back CM Punk to get SmackDown. Like, whatever, dude. Like, no, they wanted to give. They don't want us to wait long for play the waiting game. They want us to give the. They want us to give the marquee match for SummerSlam, which can help elevate the hell out of SummerSlam as well too, between CM Punk and Cody Rhodes. They want that. They know it's gonna be a money grab match right there, and they know if Cody retains, Cody versus Roman 3 with both of them being champion, it's gonna be the money grab match at Crown Jewels. So yeah, get mad all you want to. You just have a short-term memory. That's all I'm gonna say.
It's 1-1. And people are going to want to see that.
Exactly.
They are. Cody versus Roman, one more time. Both world champions. Who's the top guy? Who's really the top guy? Roman has said, fuck that QB1 shit. It's me. Cody's like, hey, bro, I'm easy to find, hard to beat. Roman knows all about that. I'm the top guy.
Mm-hmm.
Does it suck for all these other potential stories? Possibly. It does, because I'm sure other people will want to see certain wrestlers in certain positions. But we also know it's a business, and we also know that's a money-making match.
Exactly.
That's a huge match.
Exactly.
So,
in turn,
and again, like I say, I know sometimes business kills the momentum and the fandom, but sometimes it's business, nothing personal.
in terms of selling tickets and on the secondary market, put the trilogy match there.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Wow. What a main event. What an attraction for Crown Jewel. Let's say we don't want to give it away.
I see where you're going here.
Let's say we want to do that in Saudi.
WrestleMania 43.
Let's say we don't want to do that at WrestleMania 43.
Uh-oh.
Let's say we want to make them wait another year.
Ooh.
What will be WrestleMania 44? Will that be the tribal chief Roman Reigns against the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes? Will that be a return to villainous tribal chief, head of a new bloodline Roman Reigns, against the hopeful, come from behind, against all odds, virtuous American Nightmare Cody Rhodes?
Yep.
Will that be the first WrestleMania of a villainous Cody Rhodes against my righteous tribal chief Roman Reigns?
Yeah.
What would that look like?
The righteous tribal
Well,
chief.
I can't get to that by Saudi, but I can by the next year. Maybe I just want to pull that trigger for that trilogy in Saudi at WrestleMania. Maybe I want to build up Crown Jewel so big that I place that main event there and I end the trilogy at Crown Jewel. Maybe I look at all these main events that I can get to. Well, what will the main event be? It's Saudi Mania. Will Brock Lesnar be involved? Will Obafemi be involved? Will Trick Williams be involved? Will Randy Orton be involved? Will Javon Evans be involved? Will Braun Breaker, Austin Theory, Logan Paul, Bronson Reed, Rhea Ripley? Who's going to be involved? Well, I look at that dynamic. I don't need this match for WrestleMania 43 or even WrestleMania 44. You know where I need it? I need it for the Royal Rumble. Let's do the trilogy match at the Royal Rumble. Good. So therefore, either Roman Reigns or Cody Rhodes or neither can be champion going into Crown Jewel. I need to move one or both of these championships around and offer something different to
Hey,
be big box office
that'd
at
be
Crown
something
Jewel,
cool.
so that I can then present the trilogy at the Rumble where I need it, at Saudi Mania where I want it, at WrestleMania 44 where I've made you wait long enough to get maybe SummerSlam next year at a stadium. All these factors, because when you decide to do something, it takes away everything else that you can possibly do. All your options then are removed from the table because you made the decision, this is the way we're going to do it. I can book, I can write, I
Yep.
can be the best booker of all time. Here's what you do on Monday night. Great, thank you very much. And what's the follow-up? And what are the ramifications
Exactly.
of that
You did,
Well,
decision?
just said that. Like, yeah, you want the instant moment, like you want the instant win, the instant heel turn, the instant whatever. Fine, but what comes after that? Because right now, looking at like what I have to turn for that, a straight up heel fiend, pretty much.
What equity does it take off the table that I can never go back to because you're giving it away this Monday night?
So what you're saying is a lot of times we see something play out on a Monday or on a Friday that actually will have a payoff a month from now, maybe 6 months from now, perhaps even longer.
It's the first thing you learn in chess. Look at the whole board. What's the first thing you learn when you start to learn how to drive? Never look right in front of you. Look as far down the road as possible. All these analogies
Television, love it.
in life play out. If you're just doing the chess moves, rook to knight 3, okay. It's hot shot. It's short term. It's narrow casting. I want to broadcast.
Right.
I want to have a long term plan here.
Yep.
I want tomorrow to have more box office than today, and 2 days from now to have more box office than tomorrow.
Like how you think.
And I
right there.
can't do that if I'm doing knee-jerk reactions to what just happened this past Monday, this past Friday, or at the Premium Live event. Can't. There has to be a long-term plan. There has to be an overall arc that we're trying to achieve, and we have to at least be cognizant of what could possibly be next after this story runs its course.
True.
So I've been seeing a lot of comments.
Hey, that's an interesting point to make when it comes to just
It
booking
is.
in general, booking a show.
He hit all he no lies would tell right there. No lies would tell. He kept it real. No lies would tell from Heyman though, for sure. And I mean, a lot of these people want knee-jerk reaction, especially with somebody turning heel as well too. Granted, sometimes it can help, but most of the time it's like when keeping the heel go wrong, as I said. Pretty much. And I love when keeping the heels go wrong. You serve the fans right for heel fiending, for a wrestler to turn heel, just for character development.
So it's not as cut and dry as a lot of us may
It's
think
not.
it is,
Pretty
because there's
much.
a lot of nuance that goes to it. And from his perspective and his point, if we book something right now for the immediate reaction, then how does it affect the long-term goal later down the line? And that's a fair point.
It is.
That is a fair point when it comes into some of these shows, because yeah, we may want something to happen in a moment. We've
Right.
all been a victim to this. We wanted something to particularly happen, and we thought
Instant
this would have been a great
gratification,
moment,
microwave
and
era.
it didn't happen. And then months down the line, maybe it does actually happen. But we've also seen where we thought maybe this would have been a pretty good moment for someone, and it doesn't happen, and then we wait, and then nothing comes from it, because at that point, WWE Creative has kind of moved on,
Yeah.
essentially, from that person. I'm
Exactly.
talking about LA Knight here. But
Oh,
nevertheless,
yeah.
I think there's like levels in the sense of being able to book a cohesive show, but also booking out a show, like he said, a year, sometimes damn near 2 years in advance, because you're trying to keep that excitement level. You're trying to keep that hype level going. And yeah, you could book for the moment and create a nice, memorable moment, but then what happens after that? And what's funny about Paul Heyman saying this, we've seen WWE do this exact same thing, where they booked for the moment sometimes, or they probably had it planned, but then they create that moment, but then in actuality, when you think about it months later, it's just a moment. It doesn't really pan out. Prime example, and I'm gonna end this video, I don't want to make this too long. They kind of knew what they were that Jay was gonna be the guy that they wanted to go with when he won the Royal Rumble a few years ago. He won the Royal Rumble, and then they were gonna set him up to face, Gunther. And I think that was a moment that was planned. That was a moment that they wanted to run with, and that a lot of people were behind it. And then they created that moment. He wins at that year's WrestleMania. Match was kind of lackluster. Made Gunther tap out. Fucking crazy, right? That's a moment. That's supposed to be a major moment. You made Gunther tap out, right? What happened after that? They didn't do nothing with that. And it just like, we got that moment of Gunther tapping out, but it led to, it didn't lead to anything other than Jay having the title for a little bit. Not even a full 3 months. And then he already dropped it. Right back to Gunther. Right in front of his son, too. And then from there, what did we get from that? And there's been many instances of WWE, they may have had an idea or maybe even came up with the idea relatively quick. They give us that moment, but then nothing really transpires. So even though Paul Heyman saying this, WWE's been, they've done this before, where they'll hot shot. It seems like a booking situation for the moment, but we don't get nothing. John Cena. Do I have to say anything else with that? Him turning heel was for a moment, a legendary moment, but it ultimately led to nothing. Really. And that was because other things fell apart. So, hey, comment down below. Let me
These, like I said, one instant gratification for the knee-jerk moment, like, somebody win the title, or worse, like I said, somebody turn a heel. And then there'd be no follow-up for it. And down the line, just get boring and like, y'all could be complaining. Like I said about wrestling, I can say it now in wrestling. Damn if you do, damn if you don't. That's all I'm gonna say. Other than that, if you like my thoughts reaction on this, like, share, subscribe to the channel. It's your boy T-Bear signing off. One love.